Hey there, I am Kay Allen Brownlee, and I am here for your career fix today. We are still focusing more on the career changers piece, particularly on the military piece. And if for those of you who do not know me, I am the founder and CEO of Career Snobs. My mantra is for you to own your career, for you to make it yours. And in this case, if you are a career changer, particularly in the military space, this career fix is really dedicated in telling you how to build a civilian network within 5 minutes or less. You ready for it? Okay, topic today is building a civilian network after military service. This is important because a lot of times you're very well known, very well networked when it comes to being in the military, and now you're coming into the civilian world. You want to go into a corporation or organization and you're like, what and who the heck is this and what the what? Yes, this is how we're going to start setting up the stage. Even as you transition, there is a way for you to totally do this. So when you do fully transition over, you don't feel like you have went from one world to another, that there's a nice medium, a nice mid place that you can kind of sit in as you learn this new world. So first, I always give 3 points. My first point is I want you to tap into veteran networks. There are so many. Eventually I'll start talking about a couple of them and potentially having some guests on behalf of this particular group. But I want you to join veteran-focused professional organizations and meet others who have successfully transitioned. Making sure that you are abreast of the companies that are military friendly, which all of them should be, to be very clear. But aside from that, that you are truly in a network of those who are going to help you when it comes to your resume, all the things we talked about when it comes to just kind of preparing for it. But make sure that you are totally aware of those veteran networks. I won't name any right now because I want to make sure that number one, I am up to speed on where they are. I know I've worked with several of them, but in this case, you could just look it up and just look up veteran networks, and you will see there are even some that will allow you to go on internships and really go within the company and learn what it's about before you actually apply. So keep that in mind and make sure you're doing that. Also, start to attend some industry events. Now, I would say as you make that transition, my hope is a few months before, or at least a year, you're starting to look at what do you want to do after? How do you feel? It's almost like if you went to college too, and you're like, what is my major? It's the same thing because you have a career that you've already done. And at this point, it's deciding, how do I translate what I've done? Do I want to stay in that world? Do I want to go into something different? Keep that in mind, because once you do, you can start attending an industry event and building a professional network that really enhances where you want to go. I tell my college folks, I tell anybody, LinkedIn is essential. If you're not networking, if you don't know people, start. Even when it comes to your peers that have transitioned previously, you need to start having those type of conversations and making sure that you're meeting people in the target industries that you want to go into. And I said industry specifically because I would say when you're coming into another world, be a little bit more open in where you can go into, because it could be the same job, so to speak, or career, just in a different industry. So just keep that in mind. And then third is reach out for informational interviews. Make sure you contact professionals who work in roles or industries that you are interested in for advice. This is a LinkedIn thing. This is you going on and saying, okay, engineering or whatever it may be, I see this person, and a lot of times they'll have their previous service, but if not, it doesn't matter. Just say, hey, I'm transitioning. I am really wanting to, I have an interest. Not necessarily, I'm not asking you for a job. I just want to know what it is like to do that job, what it feels like to be in that role. And I assure you, 90% of the people you reach out to will, but leave it out there and let them know you just need their help and their advice. And you would be surprised on how many people will be throwing themselves to really help you with that. Okay, so I gave you 3 things to think about: tapping into veteran networks, attending industry events, and reaching out for informational interviews. Did you get your fix today? I hope you got a little bit of it, right? I did. I'm always super excited and hyper. But overall, I hope that you enjoyed this, that you got something out of it, and that if you did, that you make sure that you subscribe, like, or share, and just keep joining me for these career fixes, because my goal is to make sure that not only we have free training, I have courses, I have trainings, I have coaching, I have all those things, but ultimately it shouldn't cost you everything in order to get this type of advice. Hence the reason it's here. All right, I'll see you next time.